Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to look at types of information. As you've learned, some information is of better quality than others. Now we're going to look at what makes good quality and what you can get from lesser sources. The three types of sources we're going to look at here are primary, secondary, and tertiary. They're very different, but each serves a purpose. Your job is to be able to figure out which you need and when. This video will help. Encyclopedia and textbooks are in red here because they give students the most trouble. We'll explain why in a minute. Let's start with the least useful of your types of sources, tertiary. Tertiary means third level. That is because it is below your primary and secondary sources in quality and value. Tertiary sources examine a variety of secondary sources and compile them into small bites. These are lists, chronologies, dictionaries, and compilations such as encyclopedias. You will find the same basic facts over and over again, no matter how many of these you click into. There will never be any substance, and reading these is considered background, not research. This is what you need to answer trivia game questions about who and when. If they list sources like Wikipedia does, you can use those sources to link back to actual information. Most, such as your textbook, don't list their sources. While your textbook has many topics you may not be familiar with and may seem complex, its purpose is to provide a broad overview of a subject. That's why it mentions so many topics. You will notice it does not go into great detail or depth on any particular topic. The goal of a research project is not simply to list names and dates. You have to understand the topic you're writing on enough to reach conclusions and be able to justify those conclusions with evidence. That does not come from encyclopedia entries. Some sites that fit into this category are Wikipedia, ThoughtCo, New World Encyclopedia, Quora, Ancient History Encyclopedia. Did you notice that most of those sites have the term pedia in them? They are proud of their generic overview status. This is what they do, and some of them strive to do it better than anyone. Some of them are very reliable. You can certainly use the ones that are peer-reviewed to acquire your basic background information. Our TextShare database has one called Credo that will often turn up in your searches. It is also an encyclopedia. While peer-reviewed encyclopedias like this are accurate, they are still tertiary. Any encyclopedia is unacceptable as a source for collegiate level work, whether you get it from the school library or not. Secondary sources examine a wide variety of primary sources and reach conclusions about them. As an example, by comparing many points of view about a battle, including reports from generals, letters home from the soldiers, newspaper accounts, a broad and accurate view of the situation can be determined. Journal articles typically provide this thoughtful, analyzed information you are looking for. There are many journals available in the school library databases. If you get it from a school database, it is peer-reviewed. Nonfiction works, especially books, are usually considered secondary sources. But like everything else, you have to ensure you are getting good quality work. In today's market, it is easy to get published. Amazon has a button you can click and put your work on the market. No one has to read it or approve it or edit it in any way. The author may have done little more than regurgitate a Wikipedia page and add some photographs. More importantly, without academic editing, you cannot be sure of the accuracy of the facts. To be sure a book is accurate, check to see that it comes from a university press. Another way is to check the sources of the book. If the author did legitimate work, he will list his sources and you will be able to use them to check his work and to supplement your own. Never use a source without sources. Most primary sources are easy to identify. The only criterion is that it was created at the time of the event by someone involved in the event. Historical documents of all sorts fall into this category, and personal correspondence or diary entries are easily found online to support your research. Use your keywords and add the words primary source. Many of your assignments will call for one or two primary sources. This requirement is typically satisfied with a quote or a contemporary image. Public documents are a form of primary source and fall into many categories. Congressional voting records, treaties and contracts, police records, and policy statements are only a few of the types of documents our government creates every day. Don't forget other governments as well. Every country, current and historical, has a repository of documents. Governments also come in a variety of levels, including local, county, state, federal, and international. Think United Nations. Newspapers can be an interesting category. You may have already watched the media bias video and know the news is about drama. They are not always interested in reporting the truth. They are always interested in making money, and no new information to report does not sell papers. This was true 200 years ago, and it's true today. Newspapers are, however, often our only source of information, and it can be an accurate reflection of the standards and values of the time. As with everything else, read media resources with an eye toward bias and try to compare multiple sources to get multiple perspectives. For the most part, you'll be using secondary sources here at Ranger College with a primary source supplement. Tertiary sources can help you develop background information, but they are never considered research worthy. In this example, consider the differences between the telegram, the book, and the Wikipedia article. They are all very different, and you can see that some have more power than others. As always, please contact the library if you have any questions. We're here for you.